Hey, MCARBO Brotherhood. Really excited to introduce a stainless steel magazine follower. Now, it's for a Remington or Mossberg 12 gauge, but the most important thing, it's for a 12 gauge shotgun. It'll fit in most 12 gauge shotguns. If it's got a magazine tube, it'll fit. The thing is, on the Remington 870, there's little dimples on the magazine tube, so we've actually specifically designed this follower to fit a Remington 870 and every other 12 gauge shotgun with a magazine tube. Now, the main benefit to this is that one, it's highly visible, so you'll know exactly when you're empty. You'll be able to see it much easier at your peripheral vision, but it's also a much deeper pocket for better spring control. So your stock follower will be about a third the size of this. So, you know, it tends to wobble inside the magazine tube, binding and everything else, which is a huge problem with feeding and even loading rounds. So the idea is that we've got a more durable, rock-solid construction magazine follower to replace that thin little plastic or tin magazine follower that's currently in your firearm. Now, another advantage, so it's actually been tumbled smooth, so all these little ribs here aren't going to bind, and they're going to actually maintain good positive control on the interior wall of the magazine tube, and it's specifically designed to fit precisely inside your shotgun. It's not a cheap constructed plastic or tin follower. This follower is going to last a lifetime. It's going to be reliable. You're not going to have any malfunctions. It's exactly what we needed. Now, this is a bit overkill. You don't need it. You can get away with your cheap plastic one, but why not have an outstanding magazine follower? I mean, especially if it's your magazine tube. I mean, it's a critical part of the operation of your firearm. I mean, if you've got failure to feed issues or anything like that, or if you've got rounds binding up in the magazine tube, this is your solution. Go ahead and get this in there. I mean, this is a great way to upgrade your shotgun, great way to do something that's functional. It's not only a cosmetic thing where you can see, you can readily see when you're empty, but it's a functional upgrade. This is a heavy duty upgrade for your magazine tube to replace that cheap little plastic follower. What if the follower breaks, or what if it wears out because solvents degrade it, or it rounds out because of extreme use? Here's your solution. Parts and tools needed for this build: a stainless steel magazine follower from MCARBO, a pair of needle nose pliers, and a hammer. Before we do anything, let's check our shotguns together to make sure they're clear. Check the chamber, check the bolt face, and check the magazine tube. The shotgun's clear. Now, before we begin, I just want to point out that this is a Mossberg 835 shotgun. The installation may be slightly different for you if you've got something else, but for the most part, the concept is the same. We'll begin by removing the barrel nut. Then we're going to remove this little tin retaining ring. Just pull up on one side, and then pull up on the other, and I'll pull it right out. Retaining ring, magazine tube spring, and then your wooden dowel will come out. Now we just have to get the follower out, so give it a little tap. Might need to give it a little shake. There's the stock magazine follower. Real cheap tin, thin little thing. See all that wear on the sides too. So there's definitely no way that it's a nice snug fit in there. So let's compare it side by side. Look at that. Wow, the MCARBO stainless steel magazine follower is so much thicker. I mean, look at the thickness difference between the two. I mean, this is like so thin that you could cut your finger on it. But this stuff is thick, it's rounded and tumbled smooth, so there's no sharp edges on it. And there's just so much more positive contact points that are going to keep it in place. Whereas this thing is already rounding out and wearing out and just cheap little tin. Wow. Oh, already nicked it up. So this is a great replacement right here. Alright, so we're going to insert the MCARBO stainless steel magazine follower. It's just going to drop it right in just like this. Then reinsert the dowel and the magazine tube spring. And then the little retaining ring, this little piece of tin, insert that. Just get it started. And then we're going to grab our hammer. Give it a few taps until it's flush. Your barrel might try to walk off on you. And once it's flush, go ahead and just put your barrel nut on. Make sure your barrel's fully seated in the action. Like I said, when you give it a little tap, it's going to try to walk off on you. Not a big deal. And we're good. Look at that. That was quick and easy. And let's admire our work here. That is amazing. Look at that. Look how easy it is to see, first of all, and then just how much thicker it is. That's awesome. Amazing. So let's just jam a few rounds in there to see how it feels too. I mean, this is really like butter. That is amazing. You can hear that positive click like every time you're jamming around in there. This is amazing. This is what we need. Thanks guys for watching, and as always, happy shooting.